Hey, welcome to the Toolshed. Thanks for stopping by today. This wonderful, one-of-a-kind Toolshed, which houses me and my buddy Eddie McFarlane, is brought to you by Schedule Engine. If you haven't checked out Schedule Engine, you should probably check it out because all the other contractors that are using it have less headaches and they book more calls.
All the cool kids are doing it.
What's not to like about that, right? Hey,
right.
Today's episode is brought to you by our good friends over at Emerson. Super thankful for their partnership. Really good people.
Good peeps. Good friends of the show.
Good friends of the show.
Absolutely.
That's right.
Absolutely. Hey, so I am excited. Today is a deep dive. We are, yesterday, listen, I don't.
Not like this.
Well, you can dance any way you want, but I'm.
That's my deep dive. Go ahead.
Stick to the art. Come for the trade knowledge, stay for the arts and dancing. That's how I say it. Anyway, yesterday, I was just about to give you a compliment. Yesterday, you were your usual great self, and you just effortlessly gave everybody a bit of a master class in the power of storytelling. And as we were talking afterwards, really, why people tell, you said it yesterday, it was like the reptilian brain, why storytelling is so powerful. And really there's two types of storytelling. We sort of alluded to that. One is, how you communicate with others, and whether that's a customer, your team, or even your loved ones. And then there's this one, we're going to talk a little bit about it today, and it's the story we tell ourselves, right? And so when you think about this, it's really powerful. This is one of those things, and you talked about yesterday, where you could multiply your income by just this one habit. And I remember reading a book about memory champions because I'm apparently someone's dad. That's what I do. I put on a cardigan, I smoke a pipe, and I read esoteric books about memory champions. Anyway, and here's the deal. One of the techniques they use is they get, like, memory champions, it's this thing, they give them X amount of things, just random things to remember in the right order. And the most successful, or some of the most successful memory champions, they do it by creating a story. Because narrative is the thing that ties facts together. And it's why if you just give a homeowner a random amount of facts, by the time, especially if they were like, want to think about it, and then by the time someone comes home or it's the next day, it's like, it was something about a whoozy what's it with a floozy, right? Like, it's no good, but stories are sticky. Stories are sticky, and with others and with ourselves. And if it's good enough for, like, people like memory champions, it's good enough for us, right? And so that reptile brain, and I'm super into it. And today you're going to take us through a little bit how even visual storytelling is a thing, and because it's all about helping people understand what we understand to get them to make the same choices we feel like we would make. So how did you get into this, and what's the trick?
Yeah, so I love storytelling. I learned a lot of this from David Smith.
Okay.
And David Smith was just a super positive role model for me, a sales manager of mine for a long time. And he says, like, the person that tells the best story makes the most sales.
Oh, that is so true.
And then we took that and ran with it and developed stories. And so, like, literally, tell me about a compressor, and there's a story that goes with it. Tell me about a tankless water heater. There's a story that goes along with that, and it's not like about the water heater.
It's not about the floor.
It's not about the compressor. Like, it's about a story. It's about real people, and that's how people learn. And so you want to have a story. And so, can I do a drawing?
I don't think at this point I have enough power to stop you.
Hey, I was working on this the other day, Eddie's HVAC and tattoos, and so that may be our new logo.
If the Toolshed doesn't work out, you saw it here first.
If the Toolshed doesn't work out. So listen, hey, here's a cool little visual aid that you can use, and it's all about telling and drawing for people. And so let's just think about, like, if I come and tell the homeowner, hey, there's a part on your air conditioner that you got a problem with.
Right.
Now we're just telling you.
Yep.
But if I can draw you a picture, that's another level.
Right on.
If I can draw you a picture and tell you about it at the same time, now you'll come along with me on the story. Like, you want to come along with me on the story. And so, it kind of looks like this. All right, and so we got this, we got this, we got
a house. Yeah, yeah,
we got a house, we got a couple windows. Hey, up in the attic, we got a air handler, and we've got on the end of it,
you're doing all this upside down.
A coil. We got a blower wheel in here. We got a heat exchanger. And this is how you tell the homeowner. You can draw them a little story. And right here is the air. Here's your vent. You know the place you change your filter? That's where the air goes in. And that's how I would tell the homeowner, the place where you change your filter.
Right on, right on.
Right? And then the air comes out over here, and it comes out the vents. You know, you have the vents up in the ceiling. You got 3 right there, right? So you know where all the air comes out. Well, listen, this unit is attached to this outdoor unit. That outdoor unit, I'm running out of space here, has got a compressor in it. It's got a fan motor in it. It's attached with 2 refrigerant lines to that upstairs unit.
Yeah.
Listen, the part that's broken on yours is this coil right here. It's got a leak in it. It's been wet for 12 years.
Okay.
Wet.
That's a good word. Yeah, yeah.
Like if we took it out and put it in a bucket of water and set it in your yard for 12 years, what do you think would happen to it?
It would probably rust.
It would probably rust.
Yeah,
well, it's done the same thing.
Okay.
It's rusted. It's got a hole in it. That's why it's not cooling your house, because it's out of refrigerant. Now listen, Mr. Homeowner, we can replace this part right here, but here's what I need you to know. The compressor, which is like the motor.
Yep.
All right?
Right.
Its job is to cool, the refrigerant, its job is to cool down that compressor.
Okay.
So when it ran out of refrigerant, the compressor, you could have done damage to this compressor.
Yeah, right.
So if I replace this part, and that part can be $2,500.
Yep, sure.
If a week later the compressor dies, that's $3,000. Now, Mr. Homeowner, do you want to go down that path of spending $5,000 potentially on a 14-year-old system when the fan motor's still old, the heat exchanger in the furnace is still bad? There's lots of other components at that outdoor unit that could fail.
Right on.
When do you want to stop the pain?
I gotta think that it probably doesn't cost much more to replace the whole thing, I would imagine.
Then you get a warranty.
Okay, yeah, I never thought
of that.
And
then you quit paying for it. And listen, like if you do this repair, and I'd be happy to order this thing.
Yeah.
And it doesn't cost $2,500. It costs several $100s, but it's going to cost you $2,500 because it comes shipped to us on a pallet.
Right.
GPS, they don't bring it on UPS truck, right? And we got to put 6 pounds of refrigerant back in your system.
Right.
It's just
we're going to test it and test out.
Like, are you a gambling person?
So
that's what I want to know.
So first off, masterclass again, and what I really liked about that was there wasn't any jargon. And that was intentional. And you used, Charlie Greer talks about painting emotional word pictures. You said it's been wet for 12 years. Every one of us felt soggy in that exact moment that you said that. That's a powerful way of taking it. And you talked about HVAC, but you could do this for pool cleaners. You could do this, I'm sure, for plumbing. You can do this for water conditioning. You can do this.
It's just a story.
Right.
And by the way, I don't know about you.
Yeah.
But I think me and the 5,000 other people that are watching today, when you said you sit around and read books with a cardigan and a pipe, I pictured that like I could see you doing that. Like
it's a word picture.
It's just a word picture.
Right.
And so that's what we're talking about. We're talking about storytelling and how you relate that to the customer. I could have easily just said, well, I found out what's wrong and you need a
leaky compressor.
$2,500. Yes or no?
Right. Or you could have said about nitrogen, and you could have talked about I used my this and what it's about as much what you said, the way you said it, but also there's a whole ton you didn't say. You could have went a million different directions with that and gotten quite deep into it. But when you think about it, they live in a house. They have a system that's meant to give them comfort. They have a budget. They need, and everything that you talked about was stuff they would care about.
Listen, here's the coolest thing that I think about this. I didn't make this up. somebody showed me how to do this. I saw a technician, Jeff Peel, do this in my office one time, and I said, holy I was like, that blows me away. It was so good. Like, this is like a first grader's compared to his like art class on it. It was beautiful, and I just tried to copy what Jeff Peel did. But man, when you learn those things, and if you're just out there doing the same thing you were doing 2 years ago, your competition is running circles around you.
All right, I'm gonna bring this to, like, because my mind goes a million different places with this. First off, I'm guessing that's something you got better at the more you did it.
Yep.
Boy, there's so much to this, Jerry. Everybody could stop this, and everybody could take a different service they offer, product they offer, regards to trade, and each do one and do it with their buddies in the training room. And by the end of that time, everybody would have 12 versions of this.
I've seen some plumbers draw water heaters that you were like, I just want to frame that and put it up in my house. It's such a good drawing, as they were telling me how the water heater works.
Oh, man.
It's just wonderful stuff. And so, you know, you could like, hey, let's take 15 minutes and everybody draw a house with a system.
It'd be a great way to kick off a training meeting every week. Hey, who's gonna volunteer?
Absolutely.
So listen, what I really want to, there's a bunch more we can get to, and we should do a Facebook Live on this sometime. But what I'm thinking is, you communicated, there's the factual level, there's a visual storytelling level, and then there's the verbal storytelling level. And when you combine all three of those, it's no coincidence that the people that practice their craft, and by the way, as much as technical, dealing with people is their craft, especially these days, it's no coincidence to me that people like this just seem to have luckier calls. Right?
Isn't that true?
Like they just don't get the customers with price objections. They don't get the customers that want to price shop them or ask for a materials and parts breakdown, because a successful resolution of a call is just the culmination of your entire system that you've practiced as a craftsman. And it's clear that that was not about you. That was about helping someone know what you knew. There was a rhythm to it. There were certain things you said that were probably practiced, and I think you did a great job. I would love if somebody would film this and share theirs with the group. You know, that'd be
here's
cool.
what I'll do. If you send a picture in on the comments, take a picture of a water that you drew. Not a picture. You draw a picture of a water heater, a system, a roof, something that you explain to the customer. Take a picture of it. I'll send you a Toolshed hat.
Whoa! Bam. Value on top of value. So listen, that's the last thing I'll say about it is that you could there's tools out there. You could print off stuff and leave behind. Here's what I once I think Jim Hamlin, who's still in the industry, still a great guy. I attended one of his class years ago. Again, we're just recycling information people taught us. He talked about, like, when you use literature or when you do something like this, it's theirs. It's personal. We all have literature, but when you say, now when we do and you circle it and you write 10 years parts, it's personal. They're less likely to throw it away. It's theirs. They're going to keep it with the paper. And when you leave that's theirs, and they're going to use that to explain it to their significant others. It's very personal. It's no accidental. And I love what you're doing in the tool shed. I talked about Bob Ross, but this is Cookie. We're learning all kinds of stuff. Who knew you were an artist?
Who knew?
All right. Okay, well, listen, time's marching on as ever. Please come back tomorrow, next week. Check the YouTube channel for all kinds of other videos. But thank you very much to those that make this possible. It's the people, the wonderful team at Schedule Engine, just class acts all the way around, and then also the entire team at Emerson, who make this possible, but also work night and day to make what we do possible with their incredible motors and compressors and all the stuff they provide to us. Jerry, if it's not too much to impose once more, can you take us away?
Hey, have a great day. Thanks for stopping by the Tool Shed. Be good, do good, be awesome. See ya.